Hi, everybody. I thought today we could read How Deep is the Sea? It's by Anna Milbourne and Serena Riglietti. Pipkin was a very small penguin who was always asking very big questions. How big was a dinosaur? Does chocolate grow on trees? What makes snow fall from the sky? But the thing he wanted to know most of all was, how deep is the sea? Oh, penguins are really good swimmers, said his mama. Why don't you go and have a look? Pipkin took a very deep breath and dived right into the sea. He swam down a little way into the sparkling blue and found a seal catching silverfish. Excuse me, said Pipkin. How deep is the sea? Deep enough to hold more fish than I could ever eat, said the seal. Would you like to stay for lunch? Sorry, I can't stop right now, said Pipkin. I'm off to find the bottom of the sea. He swam down a little further into the deepening blue and found the biggest creature he'd ever seen, singing a rumbly song. Excuse me, said Pipkin. How deep is the sea? Deeper than a big blue whale like me has ever been, said the creature. Would you like to stay and sing to my blue whale friends across the sea? Sorry, I can't stop now, said Pipkin. I'm off to find the bottom of the sea. Pipkin swam down a little further into the darkening blue and found a salty sea dog in a yellow submarine. Excuse me, said Pipkin. How deep is the sea? Woo! Deep enough to need a submarine to reach the very bottom, said the salty sea dog. Ooh, I'm going there now. Would you like to join me? Yes, please, said Pipkin. The submarine took them down and down and down to where the sea turned night black and there was no one else around. Oh my. Then, one by one, twinkling lights began to appear. All kinds of wonderful lit up creatures were swimming around in the dark. Excuse me, said Pipkin. How deep is the sea? Deep enough to have whole mountains at the bottom, said one of the twinkly little creatures. Look. And sure enough, just below was a range of towering mountains. Is this the very deepest part? Asked Pipkin. Not quite, says the twinkling creatures. And it pointed to a valley. Down there is the very deepest part of the sea. Oh my goodness. There's mountains at the bottom of the sea. That's amazing. So the yellow submarine took them down into the valley. It was very deep and very dark and very, very quiet. Flop! went the submarine as it landed on the bottom. I wonder whether anything lives all the way down here, whispered Pipkin. They peered into the darkness, but nothing came to say hello. So they sat for a while at the bottom of the sea, with miles and miles of water above them. Ooh, ready to go home? Asked the salty sea dog. Yes, please, said Pipkin. The yellow submarine took them all the way back up to the top of the sea. Pipkin said to his mama, "The sea is very, very deep. It's deep enough to hold more fish than a seal can ever eat, and deeper than a big blue whale has ever been, and deep enough to have whole mountains at the bottom, and lots of twinkly creatures hardly anyone has ever seen." And it's deep enough for very small penguins to have very big adventures, said his mamma as she rubbed him dry. I'm proud of you, my little Pip. Come this way to see how deep Pipkin went. Shall we see how deep Pipkin went, my friends? I want to see. All right. It says, open the envelope to see how deep Pipkin went. Here's the envelope. Let's see what it has. Oh, I see something. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put the book down. All right. It says, how deep is the sea? The sea is deeper in some places than in others because the seafloor isn't flat. In some places, such as beaches, the sea is shallow enough to paddle. It said Pipkin swam down. There's Pipkin when he started his adventure. And there's a seal or a sea otter. Most of the world's sea animals stay near the surface where it's light and the sun warms the sea. And here it says 400 feet. That's a long ways down. There's more to it. Let's see. It says Pipkin swam down past a seal, catching silver fish. That's at 400 feet. The sunny surface part of the sea reaches down to 200 meters or 656 feet. That's a long ways, my friends. Past a blue whale singing a rumbly song. There's 500 feet and 600 feet and 700 feet. Blue whales mostly like to swim around here, but they can dive about 500 meters. That's 1,640 feet. That's a lot of feet. And it says, until he met a salty sea dog in a yellow submarine. And now we're at 1,000 feet. Oh my goodness, and we're still going down. The yellow submarine took Pipkin down and down. This part of the sea is called the twilight zone because only a tiny bit of sunlight reaches this far. 200 meters, 656 feet to 1,000 meters, 3,281 feet. Oh my goodness. Some penguins can dive all the way to here if they take a deep breath first. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. Penguins can dive super far. All right. Oh, I need longer arms. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Down and down and down and down. Now they're getting to the dark part. This part of the sea is called the midnight zone or the dark zone because it's so dark. Now we're at 1,000 meters or 3,281 feet. Oh my goodness. Strange glowing creatures live down here. They flash messages to one another in the dark. Some deep sea jellyfish have red, green, and blue flashing lights to where lit up creatures were swimming in the dark. These creatures have never, ever seen the surface of the sea. My goodness, that must be really deep, my friends. Down to the towering mountains. Oh my goodness, we finally got to the towering mountains. Let me see, I think I need to stand up. Whew. Let's see what it says down here. The bottom of the sea is mostly around this deep at 4,000 meters or 13,124 feet. This part is called the abyss. Oh my goodness. Brr, it's icy cold down here. There's lots of mountains under the sea, and in some places their peaks stick out of the surface of the water as islands. Oh my goodness. All right, let me fold it a little bit more. Now they're going down past the mountains into a valley. This valley is called the Mariana Trench. There's nowhere in the world deeper. It says, and down into a deep valley all the way to the bottom of the deepest part of the sea. If you put the tallest mountain on earth, Mount Everest, down in this trench, its peak would still be a long way underwater. That's more than a mile. Oh my goodness. Fewer people have been down here than have been into outer space. Now we're at 5 miles, 4 and 5 miles down underneath the water. Apart from Pipkin and the salty sea dog, of course, only 2 people have ever been all the way down here. And their names are Jack Picard and Don Walsh. They went in a submarine pretty similar to the salty sea dogs. There might be lots of creatures living down here that nobody has ever seen. And now we're down to 7 miles underneath the ocean. That's a long, long way. Let me stand up and I'll back up. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's where we started, my friends. And we went down, 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 all the way down until it gets dark, 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 dark. All the way, I'm on my tippy toes, all the way down. Oh my goodness, that's quite an adventure that Pipkin had. Well, I'm glad that you were on this adventure to read the book with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.